What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Redneck TV channel. And your videos suck, but you want to know how to make them better. Alright guys, but what this video is going to be about is how to be a successful YouTube dipper or a YouTuber, outdoors channel, whatever kind of YouTuber you want to be. I'm going to tell y'all how to be successful at it. Now you're probably like, oh, you only have 15,000 subscribers, you're not successful. Well, the dipping community on YouTube is really small, so 15,000 subscribers is a lot in this community. Considering I brought this channel up to that in 4 to 5 months, I think that's pretty successful, and you know, probably in about a year or two, I'll probably be at 100K or something, so I mean, I'm gonna be successful. So yeah, open up your brain cells and listen to me, because these freaking tips are gonna help you out a shit ton. But I just wanna say that I'm extremely sick. As y'all know, like the whole Christmas break for like 2 weeks, I was just feeling like crap, had nosebleeds all the time, and then just 2 days ago, I got throw up sick, like the stomach bug or whatever the hell it is. Like on that Merry Christmas video that I had up, like yesterday, I was 10 times sicker than that. Like I couldn't even roll over without throwing up all over the place. It was crazy. But I'll get to that story after I go over all the tips, because apparently a lot of y'all hate it when I freaking tell a story before the video and talk about my life or whatever. So I'll say that for the end of the video. So for those of y'all that don't give a shit about me, you can just click off when I start talking about myself. But yeah, I was getting multiple Snapchats. When's the next video? Blah, blah, blah. And you know, I'm real sick, so I was like, you know what, these guys want a video, so I gotta record one, you know. YouTube's a job, you gotta take it serious. Who gives a hell if I'm sick? But, you know, on the Redneck TV channel, we usually pack a dip, but I took a shower earlier, or before this video, and I packed a dip in my shower, because, you know, I love dipping in the shower, and I couldn't take it anymore. Because I hadn't had a dip in, like, forever, because I was sick, and, you know, I just couldn't wait. So, yeah, I'm not gonna pack another dip, because I'd probably throw up all over my Keep It Fucking American hoodie. Yeah, that's right, we got a freaking kaagear.com hoodie. They got multiple hoodies and shirts, and they got hoodies and shirts that aren't vulgar like this, so if you want to wear them to school, you can. Or if your parents are strict and you're young, you know, they got unvulgar hoodies and shit. So why don't you go freaking get you a hoodie or t-shirt or whatever the hell you want over there with 15% off, RNTV15 on kaagear.com. Same thing for Mud Jug. Want a damn Mud Jug? RNTV15. 15% off, hot diggity damn. But I'm gonna jump right into this video with the freaking telling all of y'all how to be a successful YouTube dipper. Now the first thing I'm gonna go over is video quality. It is so important that you have good video quality. And yes, a DSLR camera and a nice audio device, you know, expensive equipment. It's really nice to have for these sit down and talk videos, but you know, not everybody can afford that shit. So if you're a just starting out YouTuber and you know, you ain't got no freaking money to buy a gosh dang camera because you're not making any money off your videos yet, any phone will work just fine. Probably a 5th or 5, this is a 5S and it worked just fine for me. But if you have like a 4 or a freaking iPhone 3 or like an old Android or off-brand Android, yeah, it's probably gonna suck, I ain't gonna lie to you. And another thing, I see just starting out YouTubers, YouTube dippers or whatever, they freaking record with their freaking phone like that, and it makes the gosh dang video angle just like that, and you know, you don't do that. All you gotta do to change that is when you're recording, before you record, do that and it'll make the freaking video full screen. Hot diggity damn! Also, if you are recording with the phone, take your case off, because the little film that covers up the lens on your cameras or whatever, sometimes they get scratched, sometimes they might be a little freaking dusty or whatever, and it just ruins your video quality. So yeah, take your case off and, you know, record like that. And also, don't use your front camera if you're using a phone. The front camera, it has like a third of the video quality as the back camera does. Yeah, you might not be able to see yourself while you record, but that's not really a big deal. But yeah, just turn your camera just like this and like set it up on a dresser or whatever, and like just prop it up somehow, and before, like, set a chair down and look before you start recording, make sure it's like in line, make sure like it's from here up, you know, it's a good angle, and then just start recording. That'll make your video quality like a lot better, and that's not the only way you can make your video quality better. Another way is, with your case off, get one of these freaking microfiber cloths or whatever the hell they're called, CD cloths, and freaking just wipe your lens down. That's what I always do before every video because, you know, get sponges on your lens and dust, and same thing for phone. You know, it's been in your pocket all day, your freaking pockets get sweaty, so your freaking camera lens is gonna be all bah. So hold your freaking camera lens or whatever the hell into a light and just wipe it off until you see like it's perfectly clear. Just keep wiping it off and like shine it in a light and so until you can't see any dust or smudges or nothing. That'll make your video quality just like a shit ton better. But the number one best way to make your video quality as best as it can be with a freaking phone, that's lighting. Lighting is probably the most important thing you can worry about during recording a video with anything. Even these high dollar cameras, if I turn off all these freaking lamps I got on, my video quality just be shit. It gets all grainy and shit because the freaking camera tries putting artificial brightness into your video and you just see grains like everywhere, and it just makes the video quality bad. So the best way you can have good lighting is make sure when you're recording there's no lights behind you. No freaking lamp in the background or any lights directly behind you. No lights behind you, okay? Makes it look like shit. Make sure all the lights are behind the camera and set one directly behind the camera and take the freaking lampshade off of it. And just have a freaking butt-naked bulb sitting right behind your camera. Yeah, it's gonna freaking hurt your eyes, freaking talking like right to a freaking light bulb, but it makes your video quality so good. Like all the way up until like 7,000 subscribers, I used a freaking phone to record all my videos, and it worked out just fine. But of course, this damn camera's freaking a million times better than any phone. So yeah, if you got the money, get a damn camera. I record with a Canon Rebel T5i. It's probably not the best camera. The best camera you could probably get is a Canon freaking 70D or something like that. But you know, this camera is like $550, $600 for a bundle, so you know, it's a good deal for this kind of camera. And with these DSLR cameras, you have to have a freaking external audio device because the freaking built-in mic for these cameras just completely suck. So if you want crystal clear audio, freaking get you a freaking audio device, you know, freaking big old shotgun mic sitting on top of it. Also, I'm pretty sure iPhones actually have like external audio devices. Like they might have a freaking clip-on microphone or something you can clip on, so you know your audio could be good just like your video quality if you have freaking lamps and shit behind your camera. Another thing I want to go over to have good videos, you gotta freaking edit. That's probably one of the most important things about videos is editing. Like recording a video, that only takes about 30 freaking minutes or something, like, or it takes me about 30 minutes. But editing is what makes your videos stand out and just freaking a million times better. You know, you can cut out your freaking little scenes where you freaking lose your mind and you forget what you're talking about and you're just sitting here for like 30 seconds, you know. You gotta cut that shit out. And honestly, the only way to edit your videos like good is you gotta have a freaking computer. Editing with your phone, do they even make apps that are good for editing videos on your phone? Never have I ever found a video editing app on a freaking cellular device or a smartphone that's ever been good for editing videos. And I've never downloaded one before because I've always had a freaking computer. But they might have a freaking app on the freaking app store that costs like freaking $6 or something that's a good video editor or whatever, but I don't know, I've never had any. And plus, if you're editing on your phone, freaking, if you have an iPhone or something, make sure you got like freaking 200 gigabytes of storage, because you gotta freaking have your freaking unedited video, then you gotta edit in the editor and then save that video, which just takes up a freaking shit ton of storage. So yeah, if you're gonna edit on your phone, it looks like you're not gonna have any room for social media apps, games, or whatever, unless you have an Android, because freaking those things, you can put a freaking external memory card in there, so that's good. Damn it, I spit on my freaking pants. But if you're lucky and you got a freaking computer sitting around in your house, one that's like not freaking 20 years old and lags like hell and you can't even use the damn thing. So yeah, you need a freaking pretty good computer that won't lag, because it's impossible to edit videos with a freaking laggy computer, because the preview screen, you're freaking talking, you can't edit with a laggy computer. So if you got a good computer and you ain't got no money to spend on a video editor, I'd recommend Windows Movie Maker. It's probably one of the worst video editing applications, but I used it all the way up until freaking like 10,000 subscribers. Probably even more than that. But yeah, it'll do everything you want it to do. It'll freaking split videos. You can put words in there. You can add background music. But you can't do all the cool freaking effects, you know, like ear rapes. You can't zoom in on your face as far as you want to. So yeah, you can't do everything you want to with that video editor, but you know, it'll work. But what I use is Sony Vegas Pro 13. And that's a really good video editor. It costs about 600 bucks, but you know, there's ways you can get it for free. But if you're like not a computer whiz, you probably won't be able to figure it out, so that sucks. But yeah, you know, download Sony Vegas Pro 13 if you're smart enough to figure out how to download it for free. They got tutorials on YouTube and shit. But the third tip I got for being a successful YouTube dipper is you gotta have good dip reviews. Well, I don't really do many dip reviews because, you know, I don't really like doing them. But most dipping channels, you freaking review dip all the time, and you gotta have good reviews. I see all the time these freaking just starting YouTubers, they upload like a 1.5-minute video, you know, they spend like a minute of it packing their freaking can. Then they put it in. That's pretty good. Nah, you gotta be really informative about your review. You gotta freaking tell them about the packability of it. You gotta show them how well it packs, freaking color of it, the richness of the tobacco, the freaking nicotine level. You gotta tell them everything. Pinchability, the putting it in your lip, what it feels like, the taste, the texture, the spit, the spitability, dark spit, slimy, thin, everything. And another thing about making videos that aren't reviews, just be yourself. You don't have to act like Mr. Popular or Mr. freaking Funny, or you just gotta be yourself. You gotta act completely retarded like I do all the time. Because honestly, acting stupid, that's how I act all the time. Like at school and shit, I just act completely retarded and I make people laugh all the time, and you know, that's just the person I've always been, and that's the person I am now, so that's how I act on camera. So if you're more of a chill dude, you know, be chill in your videos, you know, maybe crack a few jokes every once in a while, because comedy really helps out your freaking YouTube channel a lot. Because a lot of people like watching videos and they like to laugh when they watch videos, so they freaking watch funny videos. But you know, if you're more of a chill, laid back person, you know, be that person in your videos, because I'm sure there's other laid back, chill people that like to watch laid back chill videos on YouTube. You know, some people don't like to freaking watch somebody smack their forehead every 5 seconds and act completely stupid, because maybe they're more mature than other people are. So that's why some like people that are more mature don't like my videos, because you know, I'm pretty freaking immature. But the next tip I'm gonna give you, which is probably the most important tip that I can even think of, is growing your channel. Getting more views and likes and subscribers. Now I see a lot of just starting out YouTube dippers that comment on my videos, "Hey man, you think you can give me a shout out?" You're not gonna go far at all. And the people that comment on my videos, "Hey y'all should check out my channel," you know, you're not gonna go anywhere like that. And for one, I'm not just gonna give any random person a damn shout out, because that's not what I do. Because shout outs, in my opinion, they're cheating, because especially somebody with 15,000 subscribers, because giving you a shout out will probably give you a good 200, 300 subscribers. And plus, advertising your channel on the freaking comment section and commenting sub for sub anybody, that's not gonna get you anywhere. Especially sub for sub, because yeah, you subscribe to somebody, they subscribe back, but they're never gonna watch your damn videos because they don't even know what your content is like. So it's just a waste of damn time. Don't do sub for sub. If you do that, you're, what the hell, why? I guarantee there's gonna be somebody comment sub for sub anybody, because you can't make good videos. But the best way to make your subscriber count go up is make good videos. Make them as high quality as you can. Edit the shit out of them. Be yourself. Try to be different than every other YouTube dipper. Don't freaking don't like steal other people's ideas. Create your own ideas. Make little skits in your videos, you know, that are just, be creative. Like stealing Outlaw's ideas, starting off a video, YOLO! You know, you obviously didn't come up with that, so why? Don't steal other people's ideas. You gotta make up your own. Don't try to be this yee redneck that lives in the freaking sticks, freaking trailer in the middle of nowhere. All he does is dip and yell yee and shit. Little bit of yee, little bit of haw. You know, just be your own person. Like me, I'm not that big of a freaking redneck, really. I'm more of a country boy in my opinion, but you know, I'd name the channel Redneck TV. I don't even know why I named it that. I should have named it Country Boy TV. But I'm more of just a work hard country boy who, you know, get pussy all the time. And honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all how I got so many subscribers so fast. It's probably not a good way to get subscribers fast, but honestly, I got mine from drama. Drama, everybody just flocks to drama. They freaking love it, okay? They eat it up. Drama is like the most entertaining thing on YouTube, and that'll get you a lot of subscribers. As in drama, I'm talking about my roast videos, you know, when I roasted the hell out of everybody. Those just blew my channel up. Like when I roasted Chase Williams and Coke Junkies, you know, they blew my channel up. Now, I'm not saying you should just freaking automatically start roasting people left and right. Yeah, you roasted, you fucking faggot. Oh. Because unless you have a reason to roast somebody, or, you know, y'all are friends or something, don't roast them. Honestly, I shouldn't have said that, because there's gonna be so many small YouTube dippers freaking roasting the hell out of everybody now. Damn it. I started a war! But a good way to get more likes and freaking comments on your videos. Set a goal for your viewers, you know? Say, hey y'all, can we hit X number of likes, you know? Like I always say, hey y'all, can we hit 500 likes on this video? You know, start off small. Don't have like 4 subscribers and say 100 likes, because, you know, that's not gonna happen. If you're at like 100 subscribers, you should be like, hey y'all, let's try to hit 10 likes on this video. It'd mean a lot to me, and you know, shit like that. And also, like I always do, interact with your fans in your video. You know, say, pack on with me, y'all, and shit. Well, don't say exactly what I do, because that's copying. But, you know, come up with your own thing, you know. Say, hey, y'all, pack a dip with me, you know, and why don't you tell me what you're dipping on in the comments, blah, blah, blah. And that'll cause a lot more people to comment on your videos and shit. And, like, what I always do on the end of my videos is say, comment blah 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 if you made it this far, and you know, that gets me a lot of comments. So that's a good way to have your freaking channel stay freaking active, and your freaking people always come back and freaking like your videos and shit. And make sure every video to always tell everybody to subscribe if they like what they saw, because you know, that's really the only way to get a bunch of subscribers, is if you tell them to subscribe, you know, because obviously. But yeah, I think that's all the freaking tips I had. I'm really sorry if I left something out, because I didn't make a freaking note chart with little bullet points like I usually do for these kinds of videos, because I'm just so sick. And I'm really sick, and freaking, I'm not thinking all the way. I'm sick. Like I got a freaking stomach bug the other night. I was playing PlayStation Minecraft.
Oh my god, you're killing me! Get the fuck out of my room! I'm playing Minecraft!
My stomach just started hurting. Like I was like, damn, maybe I'm hungry. Freaking pulled out some popcorn, you know, that freaking white cheddar kettle cooked popcorn or whatever that comes in the bags. I was freaking just munching down on that shit, and you know, while I was eating it, and you know, I felt better, but then when I stopped eating it, I didn't feel good. So I just freaking kept eating it, and then I ate like the whole damn family size bag, and I was just sitting there like, oh shit. And then I chugged a bunch of water. I got up, sprinted to the bathroom, threw up like 6 times all over the damn toilet seat, all over the floor, everywhere. And then I went back to my bed, turned my PlayStation off. I just started getting real hot, and just like if I just had to lay there just like this, and if I barely moved, I just got, and then I had to run to the bathroom and throw up. So I freaking slept by my freaking toilet in the bathroom with a blanket and a pillow, because I'd wake up every 30 minutes or so from rolling over in my sleep, and I'd throw up. It was awful. And I couldn't eat or nothing. Still, I can't eat. I haven't had like a full meal in over like 36 hours or something crazy like that. Like I have no appetite whatsoever. And when I was sick, I didn't dip for a full 24 hours until like last night. I was like, I can't take this anymore. I'll put a dip in, you know. And that made me feel even worse. I shouldn't have done that. And really, the reason I made this video is because so many people Snapchat me all the time saying, oh, I'm a just beginning out YouTuber and blah, 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 and yeah, can you give me some tips? And I don't have freaking time to type down a 10-paragraph thing about how to make good videos. I don't have time to even reply. That's another thing on Snapchat. People Snapchat me, and then I open their Snap, and then I don't reply, and they're like, wow, you can't even reply, what a dick. Like, come on, dude. I got like 4,000 something people on my Snapchat. It's impossible to reply. If I replied to every single one of y'all, I would have no time to eat. Like, no matter what, my Snapchat's always completely full. Like, always. Same thing for Instagram. Just There's just so many people, I just can't get to all of y'all. But I can guarantee you this, I read every single one of them and I sink them into my head, so yeah. And sometimes I reply if like the question's important or something. That's another thing, if you have a question, don't freaking say, hey man, I got a question. Just ask the question, because it'll save me a lot of time if you just ask the question instead of saying, hey, I got a question, because I gotta say, what's the question? You know, it takes time. But I really hope this video helped you out, because I'm pretty sure there's not a freaking video on how to be a successful YouTube dipper on YouTube. Maybe you learned something new on this video, how to have good video quality and all that shit. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, people at school, don't worry about them. I know a lot of people, they don't start a YouTube channel because they're afraid of like people at school criticizing them and shit. Who gives a hell? When I started my freaking YouTube channel, I had so many people making fun of me about it, but you know, look where I am now. So if people want to talk shit about your YouTube channel, just pull this out of your pocket and give them one of those. Because honestly, it takes a lot of courage just to sit in front of a camera and talk to yourself. Not a lot of people can do that because, you know, it's just weird. I don't know, to some people it is, but, you know. And no, you ain't gotta be like freaking Mr. Popular at school to start a YouTube channel. You know, there's a lot of freaking YouTubers that were like, you know, social outcasts at school, like losers or whatever. And they became really successful on YouTube, and I'm sure they got made fun of a million times for it, and, you know, they can just say, hey man, hey, fuck all of y'all, you know? So yeah, don't think for a second you gotta be freaking Mr. Popular to start a YouTube channel, and you gotta have a freaking bunch of friends, be really good at socializing and shit, because, you know, no matter who you are, there's always going to be somebody that likes you, and you're going to get subscribers if you start a YouTube channel. But I really hope this video helped you out, and if you learned something new and you want to support me a shit ton, give me a big thumbs up. Let's try to hit 500 likes on this video. That'd freaking help me out a shit ton. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn post notifications on, so every time I freaking make a new upload, that freaking you get a notification on your phone or whatever the hell. Remember, always keep on dipping and keep on spitting. Holy shit.
I'm deaf.